I want. Hello, everyone. Pepe Merola here. Uh, Welcome back again. And today I'll be talking about phrasing. And thank you so much for watching. I see a lot of people watching right now. Please stop by and say hello. Stop by, say hello. If you guys have any question, let me know. I see David. Hello, David. How you doing? I hope you're doing great. And anyway, I was playing right now. What you just heard was one of the Bob Minzer big band, uh, minus one, which it's a great app. You guys, I suggest all of you guys to check it out by Fuzzy Music. That was the great Peter Eskin playing, and I love this tune. It's called "Having Some Fun." Having some fun, which it's a great tune. And usually the tune is playing with sticks, and this app also comes with the drum charts, which those are great. And I would suggest many of you guys, to all of you guys, to if you don't have it, check it out. It's a great app, great music, great arrangement. The great Bob Minzer big band, Peter Eskin on drums again. And I like this tune first of all because it's nice and relaxed, having some fun with brushes, and I like to play brushes. Also because it's a great tempo. I love this tempo. You know, like when I practice my snare drum, technique, I sometimes most of the time actually, instead of putting a metronome on, which again, let me rephrase this. It's very important, to practice with the metronome, but it's also I also like to play with some music. So today we'll be talking about phrasing. Please stop by and say hello before I start. So the concept of today, the topic would be creating phrases, phrasing. So making music with all those rudiments that we practice. Singles, double, paradiddle, double paradiddle, flam accent, and then another one that's great. It's this one. Single drag, flam tap, Ratamakyu, drag Ratamakyu. Anyway, so the idea is to try to make music, with those rudiments. And also the language, which is very important. Like, I noticed that a lot of people who contact me for lessons, I see that a lot of people, unfortunately, they struggle, they struggling with creating phrasing, you know, music with those rudiments. I see them practicing double stroke roll, achieving a great level, a great double stroke roll and a great, paradiddle, nice and clean. But then when it comes down to create music with it, they're kind of struggling. So, and the reason for that mainly is because of the listening, what we listen. So, I don't see anybody writing right now, but I see so many people watching. Hello, hi. Can you guys hear me okay? Hello, Gary. Hi, Gary. So now, what I was saying is the listening. The reason why, a lot of people they're struggling They're struggling. It is interesting, Alex. It is interesting. It's very important to listen. Now, another thing, like we all do, all drummers do, we transcribe, and most of the time, we are concentrating. We concentrate on listening to drummers, on drummers soloing. Hello, Tim. Hi, Tim. How are you? Are you in UK? Where in UK? So now there's nothing wrong with transcribing and listening to all those great drummers, our favorite drummers solos. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, it's like I also love, I also like, besides listen to a lot of drummers, I also like to listen to the phrasing of the other musicians, like the trumpet player, saxophone player, piano players. Oh, those are South. That's wonderful. Raymond, hello from Canada. Hello. Hello back from California, the beautiful city of San Francisco, California. Thanks for following. Alex from Malta. Hello, Alex. Let's see, a lot of people writing. But Lino, let's talk about this because this is it's a very important, and to me, it's a very, very important topic. Listening to the rest of the band, listening to lines and the music of the musicians in general. Why just you know I don't want to say that when we listen to when we listen to a record, students will only concentrate on listening to the drummer. I'm not saying that, but mostly drummers, they try to transcribe and transcribe phrasing the drummers, phrasing. But I have a better concept, I guess. To me, I love to listen and try to duplicate, replicate, emulate what I hear from other musicians, piano players, saxophone players, trumpet players, and singers. If you listen to Bob McFerrin, you know, Joe Williams, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, you know, Charlie Parker, so many, and listen to their phrasing and play it back on the drums. That's a great way to develop a great phrasing. But we're going to go deep into this. Hold on one second. Let me read those messages. Ciao Corrado from Sicily. Alex Cameruna from Barcelona. Hello. So here it is. I'm going to give you a little example of that. I'm going to find some music and, in that way I can explain exactly what I mean by that. Now, if you guys have any question about rudiments, all that stuff, please let me know. If I use a term or if I say something that you guys are not aware of, that you guys don't know what I mean by that, please don't be shy. Just ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. I'm going to just try to find something. Charlie Parker here. Let's see. Okay, let's listen to this one. Okay, let's check this out. Check this out. Let's check out Charlie Parker solo. There you go. Now, check this out. The main idea, we once we memorize and internalize the melody, that's fine. So far, so good. We internalize the melody, we know the form, we play the swing pattern and everything else. Now, but the most important thing is, besides, the timing, is the phrasing, the language. There is a difference between, as you guys know, between this single stroke roll, right? And this. So if you are a jazz musician, right? If you are a jazz musician, you got to play eight notes. Instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you play. It's like a triplets feeling. It feels like a triplets. Instead of going like this, we go. So the phrasing, which is very important. So once we establish a nice going phrasing, 8 notes phrasing, then we can start adding some accents. And what we can do is, it's about being creative. If I have a melody in my mind, it goes like beep ba ba do da do beep ba ba beep ba 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 ba. See, right now, I was accentuating the melody that I was thinking, right? With on a solid basic, ostinato, 8 notes. Fill in. So now, in other words, it's so far we got like only couple minutes, but in this couple of minutes, can to explain it, can be the whole lesson right there. Why? In order to achieve this level of technique and phrasing, the freedom, and here let me rephrase this. In order to achieve, the freedom of express ourselves musically, it's, to me, in my honest opinion, of course, it's very, but very important, that we assimilate the language, and we are in command of technique. I don't know if I make sense. So a good exercise, it's just this one, playing like steady 8 notes. And then start moving some accents around, but not just like playing accents or whatever happens, you just play the accent. Follow the melody of a tune, you know, like think of a song. Like I'm gonna play triplets. I don't know if I make sense. So it's very important that we know we are in command of the instrument in order to have to feel free to improvise. So let's see. Before we might get to this point, what I just did, that was, I gotta be honest. I just played it. The thing is, you don't want to be thinking about, the rudiments. I'm going to play these rudiments on this melody. That's why I always say to be in command of the technique in order to express ourselves. Like a good exercise could be this, starting with the simple phrasing. Like, have you ever heard like Scott singing? Like, Ella Fitzgerald again, Bob McFerrin, just if you can sing, you can play it. I see, somebody's writing. Let me see. Yes, Alex. So you can sing and Scott singing, like, I don't know, for 2 bars. So in this case, I just emulate, and played on the drums, on the snare drum, what I sang. So and then you go for 4 bars. So now to play those type of notes, those type of phrasing, again. Hey Barry, how you doing, Barry? So if we have, again, a good technique, see, for example, a great rudiment that not many people really spend time on it, or maybe they don't talk about it, but in a way, many of them, they play, when they play, they use these, but they don't practice these rudiments at home. This one. The drag. Okay, trust me. I mean, we can do so much, and give so much flavor and swing, and we can really achieve a great. It really helps for the pronunciation of jazz language. See the drag. There is a book out there. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Syncopation, for example. There's page two. I don't have the book around me here. I don't have the book with me right now. But I remember when I used to study this book, Syncopation. Yeah, I mean, if you buy, hello, Brian Catella, it is a great idea when you are by yourself. The reason why I believe, I mean, when you practice at home by yourself, because the idea is even when you play in the band with a band, right? You're jamming, you're playing in the band. So the idea is if you play jazz music, you know, you got a solo on the form of a song. So you have to keep the form in your mind, which that's another thing that I always talk about this. A lot of people, they like to count bars, okay, like the form of this song is like, you know 36 bar or 16 or 12 plus 8 plus 12. you know I don't really count bars. I like to memorize and sing the melody in my mind because that will give me the freedom to express myself. You know, let's give you an example of that. Um, I don't know. I'm going to play I Hear Rhapsody, for example. One, two, three. I'm going to copy first, then I take a chorus and then head out. So one, two, bridge. That's a bridge. And so on. So when I played the solo, sorry about this microphone is it's right in the way anyway with my left hand here. But when I played the solo, I did not count bars. I just played, thinking of the melody, but I was not really thinking about, I'm going to play a paradiddle here. And because as soon as you start talking, or as soon as you start thinking about playing what you want, what you're going to play, that's when you make a mistake. Trust me. It's like it's a fact. As soon as you start thinking, okay, I'm going to play this, then you can't play the form anymore. You just like you forget. But the best way, the simplest way, and very natural way, because don't you think the other musicians in the band they following the chord change? Yeah, it's true. A lot of musicians in the band, musicians like horn players or bass player, no, but horn players mostly, or bass player, whatever. You think they're counting bars? They're not. They're listening first, because that's the first thing. Listening, the chords, but they have the melody in their mind all the time. They're not really counting. Somebody's writing. Hold on. First of all, hi, Max. Max, hello, Max. What are you watching from? Hello, Barry. That's it. Yes, yes, it is like Scott singing and Scott singing and tap dancing. That's for sure. You know, same thing. You're right. And the same thing is like, this is a great exercise. You know, it's a great exercise. Try to improvise while you're playing the drums. At the beginning, it might be kind of hard, because it's hard to talk, and sometimes for me, it is hard to talk and play at the same time. Especially when I gotta play very, difficult stuff. Do you play other instrument? Yes, I do. I play piano and I play trumpet. I sing. Yes, I do. Um, Definitely. Hello from Southwest UK. Hello. Thanks for following. By the way, guys, please check out my website at www.pepemerola.com. Check out all my videos. If you guys don't know what I do, who I am, what I've done, all my records, um, and gigs that I did, people that I play with. I'm very pleased, and to be playing music for a very long time now. I was 5 years old when I started it. But check out my website to see my bio, my CDs, my online classes, my everything. My You're my everything. That's another great tune. Ba-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. But yeah, it's very important, for a drummer. That's what I always suggest to my students or people who come and take lessons from me, um, to take piano lessons. Just, you know, as a drummer, I think it's very important and guys, please trust me on this. This is something that, it's very good advice, in my honest opinion. It's very, very important to take piano lessons to get an understanding of the harmonic changes, chords, harmonics. That will help you so much to play better drums, to be a better musician first, and be a better drummer, believe it or not. Sometimes, most of the time, by the chords. Sometimes we're playing the drums, okay? We're playing in a band, and let's say we have we're playing a long form, a song that has a very long form, like The End of a Love Affair, for example. It's a kind of long form. But guess what? If you guys have a good ear, and if you guys are listening, and you have like an harmonic, knowledge that about the harmony and chord change, okay? Even if sometimes for some reason you get lost for a minute, you can always rely, excuse me, you can always rely on the chords. Listen to the bass player and the piano player. You will know exactly where you are. That's, like another great exercise. I call those exercise. That's from some college professor that, I call those exercise, to listen to any song, any tune, jazz standard in this case, of course, tunes that, are part of the real book or whatever, listen to those songs and get them. Don't play the melody, just skip the melody and listen from the solos on. Burn like a CD just with bunch of those tunes, but skip all the melodies. Just burn CDs, record CDs from the solos. And while you listen to this that CD, try to identify what tune is that. That's a great way also to exercise to exercise to it's a great way to develop a good ear, because it's very important. You're following the music, you follow to the chords, but of course don't play the melody, don't record the melody, otherwise you will know the song. Skip the melody. If you have a Pro Tools, get a track, import the track into Pro Tools, cut the melody out, and just record three or four or five of the other musicians solos of that particular song, right? Cut the end, cut the melody, okay, and burn a CD like that. That will help you to identify the melody of the song, the chords, and you will know the title of the song. Of course, you don't want to just burn one CD with one single track, but make like 10 songs per week and listen just to the soloing without the melody, just the soloing of the other musicians soloing, and try to identify and mix them up on the record, and then put it in the car or put it in the CD player and start listening and say, okay, that's, I remember April, which that would be very easy to identify what song is that. I remember April also because there's so many details that can tell you that you would be able to identify. I remember April. Wow, somebody wrote me a long message. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me read those messages. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to answer Mark Skinner. Hello, Mark. How are you doing, Mark? And yes, do you agree drummers should not simply be the timekeepers? Well, first of all, we need to please the music. This is the answer I can give you. Um, there is a time, that we. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Um, Now, I can't see from that. Let me read this carefully. Okay. Do we agree drummers should not be simple by timekeepers, but be musical with swing, feel and phrasing to give dynamic to the piece, also to give also also to give reduced dynamics for the other band members to have their chance to express. First of all, I believe in this. Here it is, Mike. Raw, nice, and very nice and simple. I'm going to say this simple, straight. um, Again, to me, we are hired to please the music. Any musician can be a drummer, a bass player, piano player, saxophone player. We need to please the music. That's the most important thing. And there will be a time for us, in any genre, any style of music, to express ourselves, to play solo. And, if you have a great technique and great creativity, you'll be able to express yourself. But me personally, I'll be happy just to sit down and play with the band and please the band, and interact with the band without overplaying, though, because that's very important. It's not that I can have a great time just sit down with the band one more time once again. I love technique. I play all different style of music. I love to take drum solos. If you check me out on YouTube, there's a lot of videos there where I take some, some pretty nasty, anyway, drum solos. But thing is, I also like to sit down and just swing if I have to, just on the right cymbal. And just please the music. It depends. We have to please the music. If you play, you have to see the setup, the lineup, the setup. If I'm playing bass, saxophone, and drums, then I have to change the approach. There's a different music comes. It's a different way of playing. If you play in the quartet, it's a different thing. It's all about the interplaying, what the other people are playing. So, thing is, we have to be prepared technically to please the music and to express ourselves at the right time, at the right place. I don't know if that makes sense. Barry Atchison, Howard Donaldson always said the single stroke was the hardest of all rudiments, even though usually is the first we learn. How to increase more technical beat. Hello, Rashan. What do you mean by technical beats? I have no idea what you mean by technical beats. Great advice. Thank you, Mike. Yes, Mike, it's John Morello was wonderful at that. Yeah, the great John Morello. I miss him very much. We were very good friends. Great guy. One of my mentor. What do you mean by how to increase more technical beats? It depends. Okay, now I can hear this. Tim Cook. Barry Hutchinson, Harlan Donaldson always said the single stroke roll was the hardest of the whole rudiments, even though usually it's the first we learn. Yes. But I will add again, yes, single stroke roll, it's a hard rudiment. But it depends how you practice, how you move your hands, how you work on single stroke roll. There's many ways to develop a nice single stroke roll. One of them is like to practice very slow with the right grip, finger control. Because a lot of people, for example, they practice single stroke roll. Okay, I'm going to give an example of that before I go on. Please go ahead with other questions. And if you also disagreements, it's okay. Let's talk about this, because I believe, that it's very important to express your opinion and get an answer from that, and maybe learn from that. So we talk about single stroke roll. Now, to me, and I love I love Ala Donson, I love Buddy Rich, Joe Morello. I was very lucky that I met a lot of great masters of drums. And single stroke roll, a lot of people, they can't play it in, at a certain tempo to develop a nice single stroke roll, for the simple reason, because the basic and the foundation, again, I got to go back again now. I was thinking about talking about phrasing and all that stuff, but for you, yes, I will do it again. Now, once we get the idea and we achieve a good way to develop, once we develop a nice wrist and fingers movement, motion. Like a good way for me to practice single stroke roll is this: to start very slow. I'm going to put a metronome on. I'll show you. No, first without and then with the metronome. There you go. Start. I'm leading with the right hand. And then I will increase a little bit. And then I stay on it. Okay, and then I stay on it. And I increase a little bit at a time. Right? And a little more, and then I stay on it. And I go back a little bit. And then I stay on this tempo. I like that. I really love it. And when I get to this tempo, usually I like to make sure that my wrist and fingers are working. So right now, the main beat is this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then I go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I like to also practice using all the whole dynamic range. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very quiet. Then do the same thing very quiet, guys. This is like killing right there. You want to develop a great single stroke roll? You know what to do. Now you know what to do. You know what to do. So check this out. At this tempo, using dynamics. Okay, watch. Nice and quiet. So you go back and forth between the 16th. See? You go back and forth between 16th and 32nd notes. Then you go back again. Don't make sense? Then you go back to 30-second notes and maybe stay on it for 8 bars or maybe 4. Start with 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Then you go back to 60 notes. There you go. That's how I practice single stroke roll. And I love it. Does that make sense? Any questions? Yes, I know that book very well, Master Studies. Great book. And if you check out page 73, if you have Master Studies by John Morello, page 73, which goes like this. First of all, are you familiar with the page 73 before I go on? Because otherwise I'm going to waste our time here. So I would like to conclude with the phrasing thing before we go on with the John Morello. Okay, so you are familiar with page 73. Good. So so here it is about the phrasing before we go on with John Morello, page 73. The phrasing. Listen to other musicians. As I said, try to sing a phrase. So whatever phrase you're thinking of, just try to play with the drums. But now, again, before you attempt to do anything like that, make sure that you are in command of your hands technique, or of your finger control, of your wrist and finger control. You know, I can play, for example, a sequence of all paradiddles and make music of rudiments, 5 rudiments, and make great music with it. With drags, paradiddle, single, okay? Here it is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-stroke roll. Double paradiddle. What I'm just like giving you an example right now. Drag. Like if you have like 4 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you can go drag right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then once you get to that point, then you're going to develop a wonderful phrasing. Once you are able to phrase in a certain way, you can also develop all this stuff. You can orchestrate those solos. On a drum set, you can orchestrate all of this on a drum set. The challenge is, bravo, the challenge is not to tense up, not to get tight. And how do we get to that point? How do we avoid to get tight? By practicing. So, achieving a great motion, wrist and finger technique. And then you can play single stroke roll by, while you're reading a newspaper. Okay? Because that's what it is at the end. Or anything. Paradiddle. Easy. Because you go different dynamics. I just mixed double. Right now I'm going to mix double, paradiddle, and single. Watch. And so on. So now we were talking about the Joe Morello page 73. So the exercise goes like this. The exercise. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Then you do the same thing with the right hand. That's how it's written. That's how Joe wrote it. So you start with the left hand first. Which I suggest all of you guys to practice this page. And don't forget to concentrate and play that accent as written, as Joe wanted it. On the very first, on every first. And the reason for that, because this motion eventually is going to help you to develop a great Mahler technique. See, in fact, I'm playing Mahler technique right now with the left hand. And then you can do the same thing with the right hand. Okay, so you can also play, there's many ways to execute this page 73 by Joe Morello. One way that I would like to share with you, which I love it, it's playing steady, quarter note triplets with the right hand. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1. And with the left hand, play the melody of the song, play the melody, play, excuse me, play page 73, the melody with the left with the left hand. Okay, so the so the melody goes like this. Ciao Gaetano, un abbraccio. A te famiglia. So with the left hand it goes like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right? So 1 and 2 and 3, that's the melody, and 4 and pop pop pop. At this tempo, 1, that's hard, man. It looks easy, but it's not. Now, and 4. I'm gonna get the other pad. Hold on. In that way, you guys can hear the difference of the sound here. By the way, check out those pads: Aquarian, Super Pad, Quick Bounce. We got the Aquarian True Bounce. Then the Aquarian Super Pad, this one, which is great. I love it. You guys can also play brushes on it. Anyway, done. Aquarian. Los Gabos drumsticks, Canopus drums, Istanbul Mohammed, Longo snare drum from Pennsylvania, Rotodrum snare from Italy. Great instrument. Check it out. And I also endorse Aquarian drum heads and Canopus drums, like I already said. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful instruments. So anyway, let's go back to page 73. So that's a triplets, quarter note triplets, and left hand is reading the melody. Joe Morello Master Study, page 73. And 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Trust me, you do the whole page like that. It's beautiful. Once you do it with the, playing quarter notes with the right hand, then you can do the same thing playing quarter notes with the left hand. Somebody's writing. Let's see. Let's see, who do we have to welcome here? Hello, Taylor. Hi. Well, I decided to take them off. No more posters this time. But guess what? I got a lot of posters that Canopus Drums made it for me. And I got to say, I wanted to thank, again, Canopus Drums for supporting what I do. They made me those beautiful posters. And I have like a bunch of them here that I usually give those posters, autographed posters, for people who purchase my package CDs. For all my CDs, they will have, if they get 4 CDs, they get free poster, autographed poster by me. By me. By me. By me. By me. Anyway, sorry. I wanted to just show off. I wanted to just show off with the right hand. Anyway, it was just a show off. I just said it, okay? Okay? So you guys take a joke or what? Can I joke? Guy? You know I'm playing, man. So anyway, check out my website at www.pepemerola.com. Follow me on this page. Join my Facebook fan page, Instagram, YouTube channel. Subscribe on YouTube channel. share the videos. There's a bunch of videos of me teaching, some free lessons, concerts, gigs, much more. Um, anyway, so anyway, once we do the triplets, the quarter note triplets, and then with the left hand we play the melody, we can also do the other way around, playing the three quarter note triplets. One, two, and with the right hand we play the melody. Oh. Three, four, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four. And so on. Thank you, Alex. So now, any other questions before I go? Let's see. How long have I been? Oh, I've been online for an hour. So we talk about phrasing, which is very important to listen not only to a drummer but the other musician in the band. Maybe next time we'll talk about interplaying. Do we have to really talk about interplaying? Come on. I'm going to just say one thing now. When we play in the band, it's very important to listen to each other, listen to the other musicians. Playing music is just like having a conversation with somebody. Same thing. We don't really necessarily, cover, fill all the holes as a drummers when we play music. Sometimes I love, to just, if you play in a situation where you get the bass player goes, and nobody's playing in the band, we just got the moment between the bass and the drum. You don't have to really just like start improvising or start pulling fills because nobody's playing, nobody's improvising. So you have to play it because you want to show off. You're dying to show how good you are. Do that make sense? We don't have to. Music is made out of notes and rests. We have to also wait. Can you imagine life, a poem, without waiting in between words? Like, the first day I saw you, and trust me. See? The little pause right there, the little rest right there, it made the difference. And the same thing, and something that I'm working on right now, actually, same thing happens in drumming. Before I was talking about this, playing the phrasing and apply the rudiments. Okay, for you that it's important for all of us to learn this, but then what's going to happen then? Then we'll get to a point that we don't really need to play all the time. We can play the same thing, going on and off, in and out from this type of phrasing, and pronounce things like you're drum talking. I'll give you an example of that. You can mix it up, like I didn't go. No, there is no need, but it's important to know how to play. You can just go like this. Instead of go, you can go. It's important to have, to express yourself in both ways. you don't have to really play and fill in all the time. This was just like an advice that I give at the beginning for people that they're not ready yet, and they don't know how to apply rudiments, and to the music. But once you achieve once you achieve once you achieve that point, once you get to that point, then for me, my desire, my musical needs, it just like I felt the desire, I felt the need of staying away, of not really. It's like yelling at somebody all the time. I love you very much. You know that. But if you say, I love you, but damn, you made me angry the other night, man. See, you give the dynamic the way we talk. Same thing with the music. So I hope I was clear. I hope I made my point. I got my message across, and I want to thank all of you guys for following. I'm going to wish you guys a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, a good night for people who are in Asia right now. Good night for people who are in Europe. I don't know, in UK, in Brazil. I see people from UK, Brazil, from all over the place here. But anyway, thank you so much for following. My name is Pepe Merola. Check out my website at www.pepemerola.com for more info about my drum lessons, online drum lessons. Check out my Facebook fan page. Join that one. Instagram, and also my I don't know if I have a space on this profile, but anyway, on my Facebook personal profile. But if I do, I will always be happy to accept all of you guys. Much love to you. Keep drumming, music alive, and I hope this video was helpful to many, many, many of you out there. Thank you. Bye now. Pepe Merola.